I watch the Joe Budden podcast heavily. That's what I do. And they broached the topic of Tyler Perry, which came up. For those of y'all that don't know, Tyler Perry made some statement about how women who have the money, and he kind of specifically said black women, but really just women who have money in general. But he was just saying that it seems to be mostly black women making the money. They shouldn't probably look for the rich guys or the guys that kind of match them financially. If the guy is, kind of giving them everything else besides that, you shouldn't down him just because he can't be on your financial level. He can't provide you with the things or whatever that you probably used to. But if he giving you something and doing what he can and playing his part and also making you happy, you should be happy with that. It's kind of the gist of what he's saying, but you don't need me to say that. Oh, people got kind of mad or whatever. People took it wrong. We finna get into all of that, but I want to let y'all hear what he said and then the interaction that we heard per the podcast that I was listening to. If Tyler got that ready.
In our society right now, black women are making a lot more money for the most part than black men, right? There are a lot of black men who are successful, but for the most part, black women are making the money. So if you can find love, if that man works, at whatever job and is a good man and is good to you and honors the house and honors his wife and does what he can because his gift may not be your gift.
Exactly.
That is okay. That's not somebody who's beneath you.
Yeah.
That's somebody who came to love you at your worth, right?
Yes.
And as long as he's secure in himself to know that, yep, she makes most of the money, all I can pay is the light bill, as long as she's comfortable enough to say, I'm going to cover the mortgage and all the other stuff, you pay the light bill, baby, you can take me to dinner every now and then, that is fine.
Yeah.
All right. Remember he said worth, because I was tripping on that for a minute. You could play with how she responded. Melyssa Ford is speaking right now.
No, it's not. It's not fine.
First of all,
She on bullshit. When the woman say first of all.
one of the things I take issue with is just how he worded all of that. Talking about how the man, found you at your worst. That is an assumption. Like, the narrative.
Worst.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, it's not like, I thought he said he loved you at your worst.
And it's just like, that's such an assumption. That's such a creative narrative.
You can stop it now, Tyler.
I'm getting back to what I want to say.
Yeah.
I don't care what was actually said. I'm finna get back to what I want to get off. Okay.
Now, this is the part that bothered me about that whole clip and what happened. First of all, when I heard it, I didn't go back on the podcast and be like, did he say worth? I just I heard her out, let her get her shit off or whatever. Because if he said worse, then you right. She has a point per the way that we operate, because we do know that they do care. Women, I shouldn't say they. Most women tend to care about how you word things and what you say. So you do have to walk around, and you're supposed to at least say it this way so you can diffuse any type of comebacks that they might have an issue with because you said a word that they didn't like. So I'm used to doing that. The part that bothered me about it is that I heard it again because it's a kind of a fresh thing. It's Tyler Perry. It's going viral. I heard it again on another platform I listened to on the radio, Breakfast Club. And I played it back like 7 times on there because he did say worth. He didn't say love you at your worst. He said he's willing to love you at your worth, which means because at first I was like, why would he say worse when he's already saying that the woman has the money? What is the worst about that? How is she worst? He's worst, if anything. So I knew he said worth, but I let her get it off. Now to know that he said worth and hear that clip again, how is she? It just happens so many times where you just like hear something and you don't even think about it. And I shout out to Ice, who said, I thought he said worth, and they thought he said worth too. And she didn't even couldn't fathom the thought that he said worth. He obviously had to say worse because that's what my point is standing on. And also with that, even if he did say worse, what about the rest of the things he said? Was any of that true? Can you hear any of that, comprehend any of that? Or as soon as you heard worse, you heard something that you contended with or couldn't emotionally handle, and now you flipped out because what about being that worse? Like, those are the type of things that I didn't like about it, because he was saying some valid things in there. and some things that you like. But I also get it from a man who, has an ego and money and stuff and be like, nah, I need to make more money and all of that. Maybe I've been broke all my life, but I don't need to make more money. I need to make my money and make some money and feel like I can contribute and do something. But if she making more money and she up, that's not going to make me feel like, ain't going to make me feel like shit unless she treat me like shit.
I mean, this is perfect for what I've been saying on this pod forever. And why RIP to Kevin Samuels, I used to watch his show because you get to see this. He used to have this one thing he used to always say about women's need to be right. She didn't even listen to them who gave her. They corrected her. No, I think he said worth. She disregarded. She didn't even hear that.
I was going to say,
she was already triggered, and I'm getting mine off no matter what was said, no matter what was right, no matter how much logic he made in that statement. Didn't matter about any of that. It was already turned up. I'm triggered. You talking about my worst. I ain't at my worst. She was already on that rah stuff, so she didn't even hear what he said. Then from there, she did what I hate when women do. She started painting a false narrative. She started the false narrative talk on what you said, even though you never said that. That's not what I said. That's not what I meant. That's not even what I said. But she was so sure she was right. No, you said it, and now you finna catch this smoke. Now, if in the midst of her being emotional, bro, if he was to just walk away like, you know what, I'm not even listening to this shit, because like you having a rant for something it don't even make sense. She feels she's right. She don't feel she's wrong. She don't care how many men would have told her he didn't say that. She know what she heard, and she going off. Now, everything she say in that moment, you can't take back if the man now feels some way. Now I know in this moment, Tyler Perry's never going to talk to Melyssa Ford. He don't really care. But women do this all the time. Relationships, friendships with their family. Bro, y'all got to stop. Sometimes it ain't somebody telling you like, no, sometimes maybe you're just wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe you're just wrong. And all she would have had to do is acknowledge the fact that, oh, sorry, I heard the wrong thing. She could even say, can you play that back? She never used any logic with any of that. She went right off to get her stuff off. And, when a woman is triggered, bro, they will delete all logic. You could talk for an hour straight. For 59 minutes and 30 seconds, you giving her the most game of life, saying the most logical, real stuff. And in that last 30 seconds, you can say something. You know what she gonna say? What you mean by that? Shorty, did you just really disregard the other 99.5%?
For one word.
One thing got you triggered. And it's like, this is a perfect example. I'm glad we had that clip. That's a perfect example of it because nothing he said was even negative towards the woman. He basically saying you are successful. You got the finances. You can provide the lifestyle you want on your own. What you need is that partner, somebody who do these things that maybe you're not good at. You can go get money. This man might do things you're not good at, do things you don't have time to do. He's playing a part in your life and making your life better, even if it's not him financially doing it. But he also said, still take a bill, bro. Still take her out to eat time to time. Make sure, she feels special. But if you can take care of the mortgage and the bills, why are you so stressed about that? This man still providing other things to you. But most women, I ain't gonna just say Melyssa Ford, but they'll ignore all of that because they heard one word that they thought they didn't like.
And that's not even talking about the other things that he could provide that's not financial because he could do a bunch of other things. The stay-at-home man ain't like the stay-at-home woman. You wouldn't want your stay-at-home man to be at home with an apron on, cooking for you, cleaning and doing all of that probably because you're probably going to think, as a woman, you're probably going to think that's too feminine of him. But if that man...
That's not true. I'm a nigga who don't work most of the week.
But I'm just saying.
If you can cook... Some women can't cook. Some women don't want to cook. So if they got a man who can cook, not saying I ain't sitting home with no damn apron, but if you got a man that can cook, but I ain't no fixing man though. So I'm not finna be sitting home. I do certain things, like certain things I'm gonna do. But like I'm not finna be in there changing the sink out or I'm finna put a new furnace downstairs. That ain't what I'm finna do. But like he said, if you comfortable with the man and what he can provide, he don't gotta be everything for you because let's be real, you probably ain't everything for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You still gonna have flaws. You still gonna lack things too. But if he's fine with you, you gotta be fine with him. So if he provides these things and that's okay, that need to be okay. If it's all about you finding a man with money, then he's not gonna value the same way say he's gonna love you at your worth. A man with money is not gonna value the same because he don't need you financially. So now your finances is eliminated.
That's where That's where it switches and it becomes all different and stuff because that's the way it's supposed to be. The women who feel this way feel like, well, yeah, that's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to provide and stuff. But then they also going to feel a way when he cheat on them or have another kid or do whatever. But he feels like I'm providing, I'm the man, I'm doing this. So why don't I deserve to have multiple of this? Because I'm sure it's somewhere in the Bible that says that that's okay too. So if we really want to play by that and go by these roles, if I'm providing for you and you good, then you should really shut the fuck up until I'm not doing for you and I'm doing for somebody else. As long as you getting done for per your logic, you should be fine with whatever I'm doing out here. When you want to be that type of woman, and that's why logical. When it's a rich dude or whatever, it go that way. When it's a rich woman and stuff, that's why I say this about like the woman role. If it's a dude that's doing all the woman stuff, laundry, all of that type of thing, that's cool if you at the crib and you cooking and everything, but you got a job. You still work when you go to work. You just happen to be lucky enough not to work during the week. That don't mean that you still say it all the time. Yeah, your weekends, y'all be living life.
Yeah, I
don't get to have that. I don't have no weekends. So and then when everybody not living life, I get to be at home. Exactly. So you just vice versa. But if you was one of them niggas that's not working on the weekends, so now you at home with her enjoying her weekends, and then during the week she out there working, you at the crib. Like that's not gonna be hot for her.
I personally just could never be that dude.
Because then you're not providing. You still providing is what I'm saying. So no matter, that's actually the opponent's kind of you providing and doing that shit.
That's the thing. You won't get appreciated for that.
Well, nah,
I'm telling you from experience because a person still feels, even though you are providing,
that's not your role.
They just feel like, well, you also home. You could be doing more. They always want more. You know what I'm saying? That's my point. It ain't that you ain't providing. A woman's gonna always want more. So first, you want the guy with the money because the guys under you don't make the money that you make. So I need a guy that makes at least, you hear it all the time. What kind of guy you want? Well, at least 6 figures. Then they give you the percentage of how many guys make 6 figures. It's a very small number, but you think because you make 6, my man got to make 6. Okay, cool. So now you're gonna shorten the batch of guys that you can even date because there's not even a lot of them. Now those guys, what do they want? How do you know they want you? Now you might have your bread, but it's a bunch of other chicks who ain't got the money you got, who probably look better, who gonna spoil him, gonna take care of him, gonna be the kind of woman he want. Mm-hmm. Why would he pick you over them? Because you got money. He don't care about your money. He got money.
Most of the guys with money, they don't really usually choose the girls with money up top, and sometimes they usually don't work. Shout out to the power couples that's not there. It's really only one power couple because I only really respect the black ones. But you know, Jeezy going through his thing too.
There ain't no power couple. That
shout out to Tiana and Iman.
All that.
That's the power couple I was talking about.
Well, they on their way out too though.
I know they are, but they doing it very, very respectful and classy. She ain't let nobody disrespect his name, and I'm sure vice versa if anybody tried. But she probably gonna check him before he even get to. But yeah, they doing it in a very respectful way to where it's like, nah, we good, we got this, stay out of our business. But yeah,
I think Jeezy and them doing it in a more respectful way because you don't even know why they're getting divorced.
You don't know why Iman and them doing it either.
Yes, you do.
No,
yes, you do. Somebody came out and accused him of cheating with her.
Tiana said that there ain't no cheating or nothing.
Wait a minute.
And they've been separated for a minute. So if he with somebody,
man.
I just want to give you the rebuttal on Tiana's behalf because I'm a fan.
But somebody came out and said this was going on. Now, whether it's going on or not, we wouldn't know. It's just a rumor to us. Separated or not, it's people that get separated and still be over there messing with their girls. They like baby moms, like all that stuff still be happening. You just might be going through somewhere you like, you know what, right now. For all we know, though, the reason they separated is because she think he was cheating on her with somebody. Maybe now, I'm just saying, maybe now, Shorty came back because he cutting her off because he trying to work it out with his wife, and she coming out here trying to spill the beans because there's always one of these trying to spill the beans ass females. And now it's out public. He maybe came clean. She like, you know what? It's irreconcilable, nigga. This over. But she ain't not saying that she out here throwing them through the mud. But old girl making that shit public probably was like that public embarrassment, bro. Like I can't work through that now because people in my business that shouldn't be in my business, etc. Jeezy ain't really saying nothing. He just all you know is we going through a divorce. He filed for divorce, and he said, whoever ain't with me now, whatever.
Kid, he filed for custody, too, or something
yeah.
like that, right?
All he doing is trying to get his dad shit together and move on with his life. He ain't really said, she did this to me, she did that. Shorty ain't said nothing about him. You just see it. They getting divorced.
But you know the internet messy, though.
You know the internet messy.
You know they brought up that stuff that Jenny said about black people.
What she say?
She said something about how
the dark meat thing. Dude. The dark meat joke?
I don't know. She just said something about how she'd never date a black dude. I heard that a video came up about that, or a tweet or something came up about that. Which I feel like I wouldn't put if that's all she said, I wouldn't put too much pressure on it because she did marry a black dude and have a baby with him. And if that's the case, then so what? She probably felt that way at the time until she met the right black dude. It was a time where I said that I wouldn't mess with no white girls when I moved up here because every black dude that moved up here messed with a white girl. And I moved up here from Chicago, and, you know, I moved up here with my black girlfriend at the time. And I was young, and I thought that would never happen to somebody like me because I'm me. Like, I wouldn't do that. And then life happened, and then you realize, like, yeah.
It's like that white box. That's all.
It's not.
He got some of that white box and was like, "I'm tripping."
It's not that. You know.
How dare I?
Boxes come in all types of colors. You know. Sometimes you're gonna get an Amazon box. Sometimes you get a Nike box. You know. And then whatever you get, what's inside, you always happy that you get what's inside.
You always want the toy that's inside the box.
You always want.
You don't want to take care of that toy.
Inside the box, no matter what color it is when it gets to your door. If that toy come out that
box, you not want nothing to do with that toy though. You don't want nothing to do with that toy when it come out that box though. Toy, nah, I don't eat that.
Oh man! Shout out to both of them. I hope everything get figured out. That's what you're supposed to say, right?
Shit, I guess. But no, back to Melyssa Ford though. But like I just be hoping that sometimes like a lot of women can watch something like that and notice that sometimes they be doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Because when you trying to have a discussion about something that might have you emotional about it, you still got to be able to have the discussion. Mm-hmm. That's why I said this before. Like F your feelings, because you can never debate somebody's feelings. Like if she say he said worse, you can be like he said. You can try to rewind it and show her he didn't say worse. She still ain't trying to hear that.
We can argue about how you feel about that, or we can argue about what he said. Yeah. Because those is two different things. Exactly. How you feel about him saying worse or whatever. Even if I'm just assuming that, let's just say he said that. How you feel about him saying that is separate from what he was saying and the point he was making. And besides that one word, let's focus on the point that he was making. And if that's important or not, then we can debate that. Because if you're just focusing on that word, then that's a way to not even address whatever he's saying or dismiss whatever else he's saying because you don't even like the word he used.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. The wordage. I don't like the word or wording of that. Why do I got to speak to you delicately? I thought you was equal.
I just had that conversation earlier with somebody. It's like your delivery sometimes can be rude. It's like, no, I deliver it how people say they want people to talk to them. People say I rather motherfucker keep it real with me. But then if I keep it real with you, well, you ain't have to say it that way. Well, how do you want me to say it, bro? Yeah. Like if you want me to keep it like diet real with you, then I'll keep it diet real with you. It'll taste like sugar, but it ain't really sugar. But then you'll say, you ain't keep it all the way 100. What do you want? You know what I'm saying? You want a person to be honest with you or somebody to tell you what you want to hear?
For real. And I'm the dude, I always got to end up curving like that's a wild statement to say. I won't say that. I'll always end up having to not say what I want to say. Because, and I'll put, this is a little revealing or whatever because it involved like, it just involved like friends and family, but I'll leave names out. Over the weekend, my brother had his baby shower. Y'all know I'm about to be an uncle soon. I'm fake proud of that.
He's really proud of that.
I'm fake proud of my brother fucking his girlfriend and getting her pregnant. But
because he wanted the toy in the box. Bro, my Happy Meal toy. Fuck you talking about?
So we at the baby shower, and a friend of mine, let's just say a friend of mine comes up from, he drove up here from another city, and he had an ex with him. But, everybody acquainted with the family, so she come up here. They drive up here from the city or whatever. Now, it's in Illinois, so it's legal weed out there, and he smoke. He with his ex, and then now she don't smoke, and because it's illegal in Wisconsin, she won't allow him to not only smoke or bring any to be in the car. He can't even smoke when he at the function. and then get back in the car and drive because now we driving high. It's just this wild, a whole extra thing. And in my head, I'm like, that's your ex though, so she no longer has any say so. And she chose to ride with you in your car. She can also drive her car or herself if she wants that. It's a bunch of things she could do, because when you ride with me, I'm gonna do what I want to do. This is the reason why when I'm going to comedy shows out of town, I ride by myself, and if people want to ride with me, I let them know. This is what's happening in this car when I'm driving. I'm not going to offer you because I know people usually don't want to. But if you asking me, that's what you're going to have to deal with. No matter what. I'm not changing it for you. So that's just what it is. So I was in that mind state or whatever, and it was just wild to me that was just something that he thought that he couldn't stress. Yeah, and at some point, he makes the joke when I get back around to like her, we all around together, she's around. Man, I had to tell her what you said, da-da-da. First thing is, you joking. You didn't say that. You wouldn't do that. On some man code shit. You wouldn't do that. So this is a joke. But she like, nah, da-da-da, I guess trying to bait me into saying it. They don't know. I want to say this to you. I'm actually not saying this to you. Out of respect to my friend. Because I want to come to you and say, hey, you tripping. What makes you think that that's okay for you to do? What makes you think that you get to still control him, essentially? You don't get what?
That's like when niggas be having a baby by a chick.
We didn't have a thing. I let it go. It was a joke. He was like, no, I didn't really say that. I don't want to make it seem like he did. He was like, no, I didn't really say that. Whatever. She don't know all of that. They probably talked about it in the car on the ride home. But I wanted to have that combo, bro.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, bro.
I'm just saying, like, that was
what happened with me.
I just I don't want people to think like, damn, he really told. Nah, he didn't really tell her, but they didn't know that I was willing to. We can have that convo right now. Everybody festive right now and everything, but if y'all want to argue, we could pod right now.
See me? I don't be trying to argue with people, bro. When people say some shit like that, I want y'all to figure that shit out so it don't get loud. Like, I don't be want to deal with, like, motherfuckers getting loud or some shit like that, because the worst thing is when you like that third party and they yelling back and forth, you just sitting there like this. You know who right, because it ain't about you. So you hearing the argument, and you actually know who probably tripping in the situation, but you can't say shit because you can't pick no sides. So now you just sitting there the whole time. I hate that. I've
been in that situation before. This one wasn't one of them. It would have just been me and her. Like, it wouldn't have been no serious stuff, but we would have debated. It's not an argument like that, because I've been in those before where I'm like, I ain't getting in this serious stuff. But it would have been a fun debate that probably would have got loud and drawn people in. But what you talking about, I'm with you. Out of there. Nope. I ain't got nothing to say.
And then at some point you're going to be like, man, fuck that shit. Hey, Queese, you like, God.
Nope.
Oh, no shit.
And I'm lying. Because when we was talking, you had said, I didn't say that about her. I don't know what you're talking about.
I ain't got nothing to do with it. No, you just start doing it. Man, I ain't got nothing to do with it. None of y'all got going on. Even you said it or not.
Hey, Shatiqua, I didn't say that. I don't know what he's talking about.
And you still get cussed out anyway, because you a part of him. So.
I mean, it's Shatiqua.
Nigga, fuck you and your boy. Like, I ain't even got nothing to do with this shit. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, watching the video. Hit the like button, put somebody on who'll put somebody on. Subscribe to the page for more content. We give you content every day. If you want to follow it, follow us. We out. No, I should have had you say something. Okay, let's do it over.